Loughborough Campus Radio.
LCR. You're listening to LCR.
LCR.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tea Time Talk. It is Saturday, the 10th of February 2018. Another wet Saturday out there. It's been raining again. The sky is grey, just typical English weather. But we're all striving through it. So, welcome to the show. If this is your first time listening, I am your host for the show. My name is Fritz. What Tea Time Talk is it's a talk show where we spend the first half of the show talking about what's happened in the news of the week, things that we've picked out. And in the second half, it's a bit more of a chill section where we just talk about things that are of interest to us, random bits and bobs that we've picked out. Before we go ahead and introduce our co-hosts, just a bit of things that we need to say. Any opinion that is said on this show does not reflect the radio station or the university. Those are our opinions. That's just the opinions of four people sitting and having a chat. So if anything controversial is said, it is ours, not the university or anyone else. With that said, if you do want to get involved, we have a that Twitter wall that you can use, #TTTalk. Hashtag LCRTT Talk, and then you can post questions or anything that you would like to say about during the radio show. We also have a Facebook page, Tea Time Talk, if you are interested in getting updates about our podcasts on YouTube so that you can share them or listen into them yourselves later on. You can do that as well. With that out of the way, let's begin. So, let us welcome our co-host. We have our boy Nezar.
It's good to be on.
Welcome back, yes. We have our boy Reuben.
Hello.
And we have our return, Jay.
Hello. For the second time.
Hello.
Another one.
Welcome back, Jay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Matt couldn't be with us here this week. He had to see to other things. Also, just a bit of cleanliness from my part. There have been rumors saying that I've broken kneecaps. I just want to ensure that there was nothing that... All individuals involved in the accident were fine. No one was actually hurt, just a few broken egos. I'm 100% fine. And so...
Just a joke between friends, people.
That's what he thinks it was. But everything is okay. I am fine. I am not going to hospital. My nurse said I'm mentally stable. So it's all good. And with that said, let's begin the news of the week. So who wants to start us off with the big news of the week? Anyone?
Not me.
Dibs, not me. Ouch. Dibs, not me.
I'm putting Nezar on the spot.
Oh.
Because he has one thing that he really likes want to bring up.
I can't give this story justice.
Which is?
I think the way you summed up earlier was perfect.
Yeah.
If you just say that, people know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's pretty big, man.
Gonna get up then.
It's out of this world, man.
It's literally. Spoilers.
Elon Musk
Hey.
has sent his sports car into space.
Hey!
Again.
Again?
Not much to say on this, but he's a very... He's a special guy, isn't he?
So, for those who aren't aware, Elon Musk has launched the Falcon Heavy. On board the Falcon Heavy was his first Tesla, his Tesla Roadster, I believe. And in that Tesla, there's a mannequin called Starman, which is now stuck up in space with a little thing that says "Don't panic."
Yeah, on the
Oh,
dashboard.
come on. Oh, there's references.
Don't
These
panic.
references. Oh, no.
Did any of you see the launch of it?
I caught
No.
one of it, yeah.
They did actually. They played Life on Mars once the card released in
Really?
space. Yeah, it was quite good. It's quite good. One of the best launches I've seen in a while. There were literally hundreds of people standing outside the control room, all screaming and banging on the glass as they were getting ready to launch the thing, which might have been quite distracting, I guess. But
Why were they banging on the wall?
I don't know. They were just excited, They were hyped to see
a car go into space.
I want to be on the rocket.
Don't we all?
I want to drive that car first.
Thousands of children just like, Mommy, I want to be an astronaut. Bang, 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 bangs on the window. Let me in.
Oh, no.
So, my thing with this is, what's the goal? What's the end goal with this?
Well, what this is highlighted is that we now can effectively relaunch rockets up into space and have them return to us. It means it could potentially lower the costs of space travel. Because instead of having single-use rockets which we build them up, launch them up, and then they fall over the ocean or something, the ones that Elon Musk used, they came back, like the rockets that detached came back and landed on Earth. on controlled places. So one thing, it was Elon Musk flexing his muscles and being like, you know what, I can do this. Why the blazes not? Which, again,
Just gonna send in my sports car into space.
exactly. When our world president, Elon Musk, says something, he will do it.
Okay.
So there we go. There's that, and then now it might be cheaper. We might actually be looking at the beginning of a new space race and potentially the beginning of space travel
Ooh.
once Virgin gets their head in gear.
Once they do that, when they actually do it.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
there's-
because they planned on doing that. Like, they had the whole thing planned on terms of how it was going to work, sending people into space.
Yeah.
And then it was going to be it wasn't going to be like any kind of travel. It'd be like, oh, it's a short trip in space.
it's just like near Earth
But
orbit.
but like the prices that they originally gave for it were outlandishly high. I get that you're going into space, but hot damn.
Yeah, but it's for rich people, it's a rich man thing.
Yeah. It'll get cheaper over time. as it
Yeah,
gets
it
more
will.
massive.
That's what
Yeah.
happens with all new technology.
Yeah.
Starts off expensive, gets cheaper.
You want to go to space? Now you can with Ryanair.
Oh, no.
Except you have to pay for your own oxygen tank.
No, there'll be less legroom too.
Or EasyJet, we lose your suitcase while you're in space.
Oh no!
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I think another reason for this, I think, was also a publicity stunt as well. It's like, we make good cars and we make rockets that can lift really heavy things.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think I was reading one thing on Reddit where it said that Tesla has spent $0 on advertising, and now they have the best advertising line ever. We have a car in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
like,
amazing.
You don't see Vauxhall doing that.
No.
Sending their cars into space.
it doesn't get better than that. I think people always try to one-up each other, because I remember Lexus released like a hoverboard, which it looked really cool because it's like, oh man, it's this hoverboard which allows you to like successfully like remain in the air for like a whoops, I touched the microphone. Whoops, for a like long time. But I found out it's actually on rails, and it uses liquid nitrogen to keep it, because it's using what's it called, neodymium magnets. And so you have to pour like liquid nitrogen in it to make the system work.
So basically, if you run out of liquid nitrogen, you can't float anymore.
It would just
So
crash. So it's pointless.
it's suck.
It's rubbish. But yeah.
This car company, Volkswagen has controversy in regards to the emissions.
Yeah.
You know, Fiat has the bobblehead,
Barbie doll cars.
the Barbie doll cars, the 500s. Tesla, we have space.
There's space.
We rule the
It's an
space.
effective marketing strategy.
Yeah, it's like, buy our cars. Come on, we
We're
must
in
just say-
space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Future. We're in space. We're already
The,
part of
the
the car.
general masses are gonna fall for it, so why not?
I mean, Tesla already have good cars.
Yeah.
Already, they have
Yeah,
a
now
great
you're just
reputation.
adding that. Oh yeah, this is the type of car that went into space.
I mean, they are expensive as all. Like
I mean, yeah.
the
they're
waiting list for a
expensive.
Tesla car is immense.
Yeah.
Yes.
It takes like 3 months to get one car.
I think I'll stick to Kias.
It's like, what do you want for Christmas? A Tesla.
Specifically Kias,
Yeah.
no other types of cars.
Why a Kia?
Just because my family has them and I kind of like them a lot.
Okay, that's fair. What kind of car would you go with, Nezar? A Toyota Prius.
BMW.
Ooh.
There's stereotypes about those drivers, man.
Yeah, man.
There are real stereotypes about those kind of drivers.
Great cars, though.
They're good cars, but okay.
Okay, what about you, James?
I have a Citroen C1, so anything but that.
Oh yeah, he actually has a car. Doesn't
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to.
Get out of here.
Need the bigger car.
a
Not a smaller
Big
one.
one.
Yeah. You can only fit one dog in the back.
he? I wanna
Why
fit two.
why does this sound like a test that he actually did? Like, you can only fit one dog in the back. I tried two, but only one got in there.
We went camping once, and I wanted to bring my dog.
That sounds like a reasonable idea.
He
Yeah,
sounded
it was
sad.
great. It was great fun. The dog loved it. Not being in the car, she hated that. But
He had to run alongside the car.
Had to put it on the roof.
We're going to Cornwall. Everyone runs
All
alongside
the
the
way.
car. All the way to Cornwall.
Oh man.
I think I'm a Tesla man.
Tesla.
Or I'd probably go with like the old-fashioned cars. Like,
Clearly, the marketing worked on you.
no, I was Tesla way before this thing happened. But then again, it'd be like Tesla, or it'd be like maybe a mixture between the Fiat 500 and a Citroen 2CV.
Citroen 2CV.
I like old-fashioned cars.
So do I, mate.
The Professor Layton car is the best car ever.
If
Like, I
you're
want
going
to
to get
that
an
car.
old car, get one that's sort of got a decent track record of being reliable. You buy a 2CV, you're going to drive it off the driveway and it's just going to break down.
Don't worry, I'll pimp it up. I'll take it on Pimp My
nice.
Ride. I'll be like, I'll have leather seats. No, not leather seats. that's dumb.
We'll give Exhibit employment again.
Yeah, and we'll make him relevant again. He'll pump out the engine and like put speakers in there. And
all those like thing inside a thing memes will become relevant again.
Oh my God.
You take your car out on the road and it busts down the complete second because the show doesn't actually fix your car. It just like pumps it up and then
Yeah.
you drive it off
We've
the
put
road.
2 tons worth of equipment in the back of your car, and now it has the performance of a tank.
Suspension? What's that?
Suspension. We just put these massive springs used for like. No, slinkies. They put
Slinkies,
the
yeah.
They replaced the.
They did bass boosting before it was cool.
Oh yeah, well, it did as well. Oh man.
But yeah, now we have the Falcon Heavy up in space. You can watch the live stream on YouTube as well, which is they're still there. He's just the funny thing about this, because you can't see the stars around in space. You have like flat earthers arguing like it's fake. It's fake. There's no stars there. Therefore, it's fake. And I was like, it's not fake. It's just the sun. It's too powerful. Like,
Sun's bright.
yeah, exactly. You can't see because the sun's bright.
Light pollution.
Yeah.
By the sun.
And it's like, where's the moon? I don't see no moon. Therefore, it's not real. It's like, well, the moon is behind the Earth. Hello. Give it 24 hours and you'll probably see it at some point.
Yeah.
12 hours.
Oh, 12 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, another thing is because of the how dark the stars are in comparison to how bright the Earth is. If you were to have the camera set up so it could see the stars, as soon as it came anywhere near the Earth, you would just be blinded.
Yep.
You thought that was the sun. It's just your home planet.
My homeboy.
Your homeboy, one spicy boy.
Oh my God.
Who wins, one
Giant
Tesla
blue
or
boy.
one giant blue boy?
Oh my gosh.
In this
dear.
case, the Tesla.
Oh wow.
Elon Musk did also say there's no way to prove that the mannequin inside a car wasn't a real person.
Yeah, he's been walking around saying, hey, if it was a dead body, no one would
No
know.
one would know.
No one would know.
Oh my God.
This
All
is why I
I'm
love
saying is
Elon
Piers
Musk.
Morgan has been on Good Morning Britain this week.
Oh, dude, we get rid of Piers Morgan and we get advertising for Tesla.
It's a win-win for everyone.
Oh my God.
No one loses.
Oh no.
Piers Morgan is no longer existent, and Tesla is in space. Everybody wins.
We would like to remind you that our opinions are our own. And
We do not condone the murder of Piers Morgan. Let's just make that clear.
Yeah, we'll leave that to everybody else.
He already gets roasted on 9 enough, so we don't need to do that. Right, what's the next Rube story? Ruben, do you have something?
Which one should I talk about? Actually, I'm thinking about it. Should I talk about the
Flip a coin.
Social media.
the social media one?
Yeah.
Isn't that? No, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's
Yeah. According to BBC has asked the question: does social media lead to depression in both adults and Originally, the article was to do with kids. Because there's a lot of a lot of kids nowadays have access to social media and have Facebook, YouTube, just everything, access to everything. Well, not everything, but most things. And they've said that it may have a correlation to depression. So the more people use social media, the more people use Facebook, use Twitter, use all this stuff, they sometimes tend to be more depressed. So the question is, what do you think about that?
What do you think, James? Oh, Nezar?
Well, anyone?
I don't know. I think it all depends on what you look at. If I remember correctly, there was this has been brought up several times in the past, and one of the major contributing factors is you see everybody is always seeming to have a better time than you are. Like someone will say, "Oh, here's me on the beach,"
Oh yeah.
and the thing is a lot of the time it's just people reposting old pictures, and you're thinking, "Oh, everyone else is having this fantastic time all the time, and here I am stuck in my boring old life, just doing whatever." And you have to kind of look past that and say, well, I know they went here then and then they did all this, but it's quite an interesting one. I personally, I don't really pay much attention to what goes on social media.
That's the same here.
Yeah. My friend's gone off to have a holiday in like Japan or whatever. Great, good for them. But in a couple of months' time, I might be going to like Cornwall or whatever. Just because I'm not doing it now doesn't mean my life sucks. It just means
Yeah.
Cornwall.
hey, Cornwall's got pasties.
But Japan has robots. giant mechs.
We've
Nah, I'm
got-
kidding.
You're
We've
comparing,
got Robot Wars.
you're comparing,
Oh.
you're
Yeah.
comparing a country to a small city. I don't think that's fair.
Cornwall's not a city, is
It's
it?
not a city. It's
Oh,
like a
town rather.
Actually, if
Like an
Cornwall had
area.
its own
It's
way,
like
it would be a separate country.
Yeah,
again.
Cornwall wants to
So,
be a country. That's what I was going to say. You're
Oh my gosh.
comparing a country towards a country that a little nation thing that wants its own establishment.
We should hold a referendum, Joe.
There we go. Referendum 2018 referendum.
No.
Should Cornwall remain in the
Well,
UK?
to
Well,
be-
if Cornwall's going to be, separate, can be separate too, because we used to be our own thing.
How
We
about
had our own king.
I'll just have like each of the Leicestershire, like Lincolnshire, all those just have their own.
Yeah, just
separate-
split.
Exactly,
the
yeah.
states
We should just,
of-
like-
the states of England.
Like they did in Looney Tunes, just walk around with like a chainsaw and just like saw the pieces off so they drift off individually
Well,
into the.
We're getting
into
off
the-
topic.
Here we are.
Okay, yeah. So
Sorry, yeah, social media depression.
depression. So I think yes. I think 100% yes. But there are many more. There are more causes to it as well. I think social media is one of the causes, but it's intertwined with like a bunch of different things. Because one thing, social media is like the focus of social media is to show the best of ourselves. We never show us feeling sick. We never show ourselves, when we're deep down in our own sort of thoughts and stuff. We only show us when we're having fun, going out on holiday, or when we're happy. That's what social media does. And when someone else is watching that who might not be happy or might not be feeling okay or might be having a bit of a bad day, it's like, well, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And it's a feedback loop into itself. When you see people on Instagram that go all like on various locations and you just think, well, what am I doing? Why am I stuck here? It happens to me as well. Again, I've said this before, but I personally want to stop using Facebook completely. Apart from doing stuff with like the radio show or hosting societies and stuff, I want to stop using Facebook completely because it feeds into that sort of mentality that if everyone else is enjoying themselves and you're here at like you can people will go on holiday, but you'll just say, oh, I'm at university, what am I doing with my life? Why am I not enjoying it? Yes, but it's a good thing that you're at university.
You're getting a good degree.
Yeah, because you're getting a good degree.
Yeah.
But it feeds back into your head that, well, I'm not enjoying it as much as they seem to be doing. They're in university, but they're doing all of these things. When I look at my friends from like back home in Norway, some of them are in America currently, some of them are in like in Arab countries, and I'm just like, whoa, that's cool. But you have to acknowledge that that's separate. Their lives are separate from yours, and they put that social media is all about posting the best of oneself. So therefore, if you watch that, if you keep continuing watching that, it's going to affect your own mentality as well. That's the way I see it.
That's
so yeah.
fair. But what do you think? This is another point of the article because it seems to be more predominant in younger people. So this isn't necessarily our age group. So it isn't the 18 to 20s. It's actually the 16s and below.
Right.
Apparently, a lot more children are actually experiencing more depressive states due to social media, having access to all this stuff.
I'd say yeah. No, that's fair because again, we're so connected and yet we are so disconnected.
Yeah.
I didn't have social media as a kid.
No, I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
We used to
Yeah.
go out and play games as kids, like we used to, go outside and breathe.
You
Nah.
go outside and
Go
breathe.
outside and breathe. Wow.
I
be
remember my youth going outside and breathing.
Yeah,
The
it was
outside
fun.
air is more fresh than inside, to be fair.
Well, probably not because we spend all the time watching TV anyway. But hey, that's another. Again, so when it comes to younger people, they also it feeds back again because they watch a lot of older people on social media. They follow a lot of older people. They also follow a lot of their own friends. And things like Snapchat where their friends get up to like kooky shenanigans on Snapchat and upload it, and it's just like, oh, they're having so much fun, they're enjoying themselves, and yet you're not doing the same thing. It forces you, wants to push you to do the same thing, and we might be really connected, but now it comes to a point where I see personally that you don't know between your real friends and your online and your social media friends. Like everyone is your friend on Snapchat, or everyone's got your Snapchat, everyone's got your Instagram. They can check you out, you can check them out. But like the key circle of people, probably they still have a key circle of people that they hang out with. But do we really hang out as much as we used to when we can like communicate with each other online and when we just... we probably like because we can play games online and all that stuff now, but do we really hang out as much as we used to?
No.
So
Yeah.
I'd say, and plus another thing that really makes me annoyed is the increasing medication of children. Like just if a child is feeling slightly down, instead of addressing it with like, oh, let's talk about this, it's like, oh, this kid clearly already has depression, feed them medicine.
Yeah.
It's like this kids can feel down. That's normal. Everyone feels down.
Yeah.
But it's not like there's a difference between depression and feeling down.
Yeah, feeling depressed and suffering from depression.
Yes, yeah. Feeling depressed and suffering from depression are two completely different things. But if you feel depressed, then you're already medicated already instantly.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now I have depression, I'm this and I'm that. Whereas if you're actually struggling with depression, it's a completely different feel. So I think that you can say that yes, younger people are feeling depressed, but is it because of the definition of the depression, or is it just because we accept more things as depression now?
I think it would probably be the latter. What are you saying, Nezar?
In terms of the kids feeling more depressed?
I mean, as in the topic generally, like.
Yes, I forgot I didn't put my point out there. In terms of so you're asking me, is social media a cause of depression?
Would you say it's a cause of depression, or would you say it's like a small minor factor, a major factor?
Social media is a cause of depression. Keep it like that, because I don't primarily blame depression on social media. I think it's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's down to the person, because if you're seeing a lot of stuff on your social media, a lot of the time, again, it's a case-by-case basis. People see different stuff, right? My social media, my Facebook, isn't bad at all, because it's when I'm seeing my friends out there having a good time, I'm like, okay, good, cool,
Yeah,
that's great.
it's like, sweet, that's good.
Social media also doesn't take away from my social life.
Yeah.
Another thing, I'm probably the most social I've ever been in my life, because I'm seeing my friends regularly. A lot of my friends don't use social media as much. Like, you're more likely to talk to me in person than you are to message me.
I prefer talking to people in person, because it's like.
So that's fine. So in terms of, do I think it's a cause of depression? Probably, but anything can be a cause of depression. That's, I think primarily blaming on social media is a bit silly. That's my opinion personally.
So again, it's a factor of depression. It's not the cause, but it's a factor in it.
It's a case-by-case basis. It's dependent on the person. But if in terms of the young people thing, I don't know. I didn't have social media as a young boy, so I cannot relate at all to this situation.
Yeah, no, because because now it's all, because obviously I have a friend, one of my parents' friends' kids. Obviously, I'm not going to mention their name. We had a talk. I hanged out with them, and he would talk, and I showed him a bit of engineering stuff, and we talked a bit about some things that were going on in the news. And he was also very, very, because he's younger. He's like 10 at this moment in time, I think. And he already knows so much more about the media, about like YouTube drama, all sorts of stuff, in terms of like even memes as well. Like something I thought, I'm on top of that. This person, this young person's way more advanced than I am, and it's quite weird that they have access to all this technology. Whereas when I was a kid, it was like, oh yeah, got Lego, I can go outside, play with my friends. It was most of the time it was Lego though.
Well, this is turning into is too much technology.
I think it's the technology. I think it's technology, because
I don't know if it's technology or if it's because children are becoming adult a lot more quicker. It might be technology. It relates to that because of the access to technology. They have access to information, news, all of that already. Like fake drama, YouTube drama, they follow that stuff because they have access to technology. But I think it's because children nowadays are becoming an adult and realizing the sort of the issues or like problems with adulthood very, very quickly.
Yeah, because whereas as a kid, I wasn't, maybe for you guys as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of like half the stuff this friend of mine knew, and it was just so strange, because we talked about it. It was like he talked about like suicide, because he talked about the Jake Paul stuff, so he was clearly understanding of the concept of like Japan has a high suicide rate. There's an actual forest where people do commit suicide, and he already knew that at 10. I only learned that 4 years ago when I was 16, and it was like 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago. I'm 20. I forget my age.
Ruben's that old where he's forgotten his age.
Yes, when I was 4 years ago, Ruben, 4 years ago, he was 16. Yes, I remember that.
The young ones.
Yeah.
But you look at like there's 6 years difference between me and my sister, and like the rate at which we progressed, like in terms of becoming somewhat mature, has been very different, because when I was younger, the internet was this magic thing. We had a little box that sat on the desk, and you clicked on the thing, and then it would dial up into the internet. And now, whereas my sister, when she was sort of the same age that I was when we first got internet, we already had broadband. You could just get it on your. It was a little it was more convenient.
Yeah.
And then it's just how convenient the internet has become, and now it's just so easy for her to go online and just look at Facebook or look at the news, and suddenly she knows a lot more than I did when I was her age in terms of what's going on around the world.
But no, it's strange. So they learn so quickly, and now because I think since they matured so much, maybe they don't have the same, like when we were kids, we were more innocent. We were more, we were happy because we didn't know as much.
Oh, the innocence is long gone.
Yeah, the innocence now is harder to hold, because obviously now you have all sorts of like, knowledge and easy.
Let's be honest, like the things that kids are exposed to nowadays, music. In terms of music, musicians, they know sex sells, so they already sexualize themselves. That sells. We know that TV shows have become a lot more desensitized in regards to the content that they show. You have things like The Walking Dead that you can watch, even Netflix. Like you can just watch the stuff whenever you want to. We know social media. You can constantly keep up to date with your YouTubers, the people that you watch, the people that are interested in you, the attitudes towards clothing. We have become neoliberal in our clothing style. Like, you want to wear something, you feel comfortable in that clothing, you wear it. It's like who's going to judge you? You are a free, independent person. You can wear whatever you want. It's basically we're giving children the right to be adults already by the time they're 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like whatever they want, a lot of what they want to do, they're allowed to do.
Okay. What I'm going to say on that, personally, is that whilst you're right on that, I think a lot of it is also down to... You can give them this technology and all that at 5 years old, but is that the technology's fault, or is that something like their guardians or their parents' fault for not putting anything on that? Remember, parents can put stuff like a child lock on, but the content on that kind of thing. Stuff like the internet has parental settings and stuff like that. The internet was, I'd argue, when I was young, the internet, by that point, there was a lot of bad stuff on it, and my parents, because of how they raised me, I didn't see anything bad about that because
so it's ideological though. It's because of how we now see raising our children as, we want them to educate themselves. We give them this technology soon, like arguably.
That's my point. My point is, I'm not blaming the technology and all that. I'm blaming the environment in terms of how they're growing up in, because people should be doing a better job. If you're going to buy that technology as a parent, you should be doing the better job to make sure your kids don't see the stuff that they shouldn't be seeing.
Well, it's one of those things where technology has progressed so quickly. Like even within the same generation, people have grown up with different amounts of technology where parents aren't quite sure where to draw the line.
Okay,
so
you got to
or even how to control it.
Or parents know less than their children now. Children can unlock it quicker than parents can put it on.
You got a point there. No, that's true. That's true. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, but it's kind of strange because it's like, I don't know.
Because now we're giving parents jobs that they have to keep up with technology.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it should be more a case of like there should be an age when you can actually access like proper. I wouldn't say like you need to drive internet license or anything. But that would be a bit extreme.
Sites have tried age-related stuff, and
it never works. But that's the thing. I think it needs to become a bit more.
If you're gonna say age-related stuff, then it's going to start getting like a bit like, basically you have to log in, you have to register. It has to be like all online. We know your date of birth. We know it's like you create a system where the government basically knows your age and date of birth so that they can allow you on certain websites or not.
It's true, it would be a thing you'd have to do if you wanted to do that. But at the same, it need to be a government system in order to be successful. Because if their own websites try that themselves, it would be a failure.
That's like looking in. That's becoming 1984-ish.
It is, but it's the Again, what are you willing to give in order to make sure that kids don't have that level of information thrown at them?
In order to progress, we're going to start regressing.
Yeah.
And also,
it has to lose something in order to gain something in this one, I would say.
Yeah. Well, a few countries already make you put in. I think it's like the equivalent of
Russia, isn't it?
Russia. I think South Korea do it as well.
If you want to watch adult content, you have to give in your date of birth and you have to have like a login, a genuine. I think that's like state registered.
Yeah.
That's fair.
See, if I started seeing that on the internet, I wouldn't believe it's government stuff. I'd think it's like somebody trying to hack my computer or something. Because I've seen stuff like that, like, oh, put your card details in. We'll make sure this is the government.
You've won a grand total of £86 and 67 pence. Please enter your bank account details.
Oh, dude, my Nigerian cousin is dead, and I'm gonna inherit all as well. Great.
No, yeah. I think with this scenario, yes, there isn't really a good way of monitoring it or making sure children don't have access to this kind of content. But with all systems, there's a flaw, and it's just picking the one that's either A, going to benefit the person better, or B, it gives them more liberties. I don't know how to describe it, because it's like you either go full governmental and there's logins and you lose a lot of liberties, a lot of freedoms, a lot of your individual liberties. You have to know who you are, what you're doing, like why are you doing it. Whereas if you don't have that, then everyone will have access to everything. There needs to be a middle ground. That's what there needs to be. There needs to be something in the middle which allows for control but still allows for freedom.
And that middle ground are the parents.
There's the parents, but if the parents aren't able to keep up...
That's the thing, the parents need to educate themselves.
Yeah, there needs to be at least a course or something, like... Or not a course, but like
no, it needs to be like the parents themselves. Okay, again, it depends. For example, probably our generation, we're going to be a lot more tech aware than our parents are.
True.
So therefore, when our children come around, we're just going to be like, okay, well, we know what is going on and we know how to block it. But by that time, new methods will have arrived that we probably won't even know of.
And there'll be new technologies.
New technologies that we won't even know of. So we won't be able to stop it.
Exactly.
So it's up to the parents to, again, educate themselves on how exactly they want. Like, if you're going to get a smartphone for your child, ensure that you are aware on what kind of apps and what kind of systems that you have to have on that phone before you give it off to your child. And like a lot of parents, they want that. Again, this is something that I see. It's like ideological. A lot of parents want their children to be able to integrate with other friends. So a lot of other children have the iPhones or the Samsungs or the latest, like newest technology, the one that's most popular. So the parents will buy that for the child and say, okay, well, we want our child to have that because we want our child to be able to socially integrate with the rest of them. But that becomes a feedback loop because they don't know how to control that, because the child will probably already know all of the trinklets around the iPhone. They've been waiting for this for years or months.
Yeah.
So they already know the trinklets. Anything your parents do, then the child will already unlock it. So it's a question of, well, if you're going to get a smartphone for your child, you shouldn't get one that leaves that much of an availability for them.
Yeah.
Because it opens up the entire hack.
Buy an older model so that you have access and use the apps you used to use. Well, when I say used to use, obviously the ones.
Hand-me-downs.
Yeah, like hand-me-downs.
So you already have.
See, that's what I do. That's what my phone is actually previously my mum's phone.
Hey.
And so it's like, I just do that because obviously I've seen my mum use it. I know how to use it myself. But obviously, it's like as a parent, with young children, especially young children, if you're familiar with your phone and you know how to use all the settings and know when it's been unlocked and know what the ins and outs of your own phone, then when you hand it down, it's like, okay, I can see what he's up to.
Yeah,
I know what they're up to.
I maybe wouldn't go that far because I know there are quite a few systems out there. Microsoft have their own one, and this one time I added my brother onto my computer because he needed to use a more powerful computer to do some video editing, and the next week I got an email from Microsoft saying Alexander has visited these websites. I was like, I never set that up. It's just suddenly telling me that because I added him on and it knew that he was under so-and-so and knew that I was over 18. It suddenly thought I was his parent and that I should know everything he was up to. And I think, okay, maybe that's a bit too far. But like Google has their own system which works on both Android and iOS.
Yeah.
Where you can control like screen time from another device. So you can say, you can have an hour on the phone today, or you can only use these certain apps now.
Or these certain websites or certain web pages.
So even Nintendo does it.
Yeah.
Nintendo did it with the Switch. They have a parental app that you specify how long your child can play, and the Switch will turn off completely once the child has reached that time.
Yeah.
So
the Xbox 360 had that as well. I know because I had to use that once because my brother was annoying me, so I thought I'd annoy him back. And the PlayStation 4 has just got it like in the most recent update.
Oh really?
It's just taken Sony a little bit of time to get there, but they finally got it. Microsoft and Nintendo have had it for a while, and your phone's probably had it for a decent time too. You just got to know where to look.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about children and depression, the issue's far-reaching than we could ever summarize it.
It's quite a broad subject in the great scheme of things. Because this isn't just social media, it's technology.
Got anything we can talk about for 10 more minutes?
Yeah, Winter Olympics, I guess.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say the stocks are crashing, but the Winter
Oh, yeah,
Olympics are way
yeah.
more important.
What's more fun?
Yeah,
Well, actually,
stocks are boring.
The Winter Olympics.
Stocks are boring, but that's probably what's going to affect you when you're looking for a job.
Yeah, or money.
I mean, go on, talk about the Winter Olympics.
Well,
please, yeah.
what was quite interesting about it is about the opening ceremony yesterday is that Kim Jong Un's sister, I think it's Kim Jong
Kim Jong Un.
Yu.
Yeah, I think
She was at the opening ceremony yesterday, and I think she was even photographed shaking hands with the President of South Korea. And the Koreans came in on as a nationalised team as well,
Nice.
both North and
Wow.
South Korea. So that's, I mean, last week we talked about there being a military demonstration the day before, and now they're just sort of holding hands for the time being. So it's quite interesting. But in slightly more, I guess, more entertaining news, there was this huge drone demonstration halfway through the ceremony where they had all these drones make human bodies and look like they're doing the sports. And it came out today that it was actually pre-recorded, and people were angry. But I think the reason why was because it was out of safety. Because imagine you're doing that and one of the drones crashes into another one. And then
Yeah. And
you've
then
got all
just
these people below.
just explode.
Yeah.
Chain reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just one giant fireball in the sky.
Oh
It'll be
my gosh.
amazing.
It'd be amazing, but
But no, they didn't want to risk it.
yeah, I understand that. That makes sense.
I don't. I want fire.
Oh, you want fire and brimstone.
You think about it. It's Winter Olympics. It's winter. It's cold. Bit of fire warms the place up. Very nice.
Gosh. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think Britain's won any medals yet. Though it is early days. It's the first day. I think Netherlands are in the lead.
Yeah.
They got it in what was it? Short track skating and speed skating. So
Ooh.
Sounds good.
I heard there was also what was it? Ice cricket, snow cricket.
ice cricket. Yes, I was watching that the other day. That was interesting.
That sounds fun.
You just lay a bit of AstroTurf down on a frozen lake or whatever, and just go to town.
Yeah. Go to or
Don't, just
Or roll
or stay
something.
roll around. Just- Oh my gosh.
I mean, people saying that cricket isn't interesting enough. You play it on ice, you suddenly got this danger factor of what
Yeah,
if
it's
I
like,
go
oh, it
through?
might crack and I might,
Yeah.
fall through. Oh my gosh.
The ice is only as volatile as you believe it to be.
Oh no, here's the thing. Batters could start hitting the ball in such an angle
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually smacks the ice. So you have I'm taking out these fielders now.
Yeah, you can't catch it.
You can't catch it.
I'd watch that. There was no crowd there though, interestingly enough. No
I
crowd.
mean, that makes sense. It's
You can't
frozen lake.
introduce something like ice cricket and just expect people to show up without any advertising.
Yeah.
Or you can't
is
just
true.
expect a bunch of people to stand around on ice that they don't have any idea when it might potentially break or if it is going to break.
Yeah.
Just hey, we're here to support our team. Oh, no, we're swimming with them.
Now we're swimming.
Well, my first response would have been, what's ice cricket?
Well, it's regular cricket
On
on
ice.
ice.
on ice.
You know, dancing on ice. It's like that, but with cricket.
But
It's
cricket
like Disney on ice, but without Mickey Mouse.
Disney on ice.
and more, just more cricket. More
Yeah.
cricket. That sounds fun.
100% more cricket.
100% more cricket. 200% more cricket.
But when you think cricket, you think nice long summer
think
days.
summer, yeah.
Afternoon tea.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any of that in the middle of January.
Nope. You're gonna
Cold, wet.
and definitely no afternoon tea. I don't know if South Koreans enjoy a good cup of tea.
They do.
Do they?
Yes.
There we
Like
go.
iced tea? Or is it
Ice. Well, it would be iced tea, wouldn't it? It's
yeah, it
cold.
would be iced tea.
Ew.
Delicious. Delicious.
Ew, yeah.
Bubble tea.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
fair.
Mediocre.
I haven't tried it.
Isn't it downstairs?
I mean, I can't be bothered.
It's true.
Overrated.
Yeah, if it's overrated, then
Reason why Nezar's the most controversial host.
Bubble tea is weeb drinks.
oh no,
wow.
oh no.
I don't drink it. I'm just saying there's a reason why Nezar's the most controversial host.
Well, my sister drinks it and she's a weeb, so there you go.
Damn.
Now he's also the most controversial family member.
That was established very early on in my life.
Oh my gosh.
It
Wow.
was like when she was born. It's like, Nezar, you're a controversial man.
It's like,
Thanks,
yeah, no,
Dad.
thank you. I appreciate it.
So, anything else?
Well, we could talk about the stocks.
Okay.
Ruben,
Yeah.
what do you want to? Because I remember that you had
Uh,
something on it.
Well, because okay, so beginning of this week?
For the beginning of last, I think
it was
last
last
week
week,
towards
yeah.
this week, yeah.
It was
The FTSE?
the FTSE, which is the what was it? The
I think top 100 companies.
yeah, it was top 100 companies.
Yeah.
their stuff went down, like a record down, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
the worst since the Brexit, I believe.
Brexit, yeah. Sheesh.
Or worse since the 2008 financial recession crisis.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I think that'd be more of a bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's they were saying it was like impossible that it could imply like a future recession, another one, another one, and it's just a case of people were panicking and people were a bit more in distress, but now they've had a bit more of a correction period. They're going back up again, so hopefully we should be all right.
But
there's no guarantee of it though.
The problem becomes then, like, what on earth is going on? Because I've already read articles that we're on the bridge of another recession. We're already on the cusp of it. If we don't change now, we will be back in another recession, because I think Western banks are lending too much money to China, expecting China to do really good, and China is doing okay, but it's not doing as good as they expected, so they lend it too much money.
Yeah.
And so again, are we in trouble again because of this? Are we going to have to go through another one within 10 years? Oh well, maybe not even 10. Within 15 years of the other one.
And here's the thing: it doesn't feel any different. It feels like because when it first started out, company like shops, companies, people were going unemployed. There were shops disappearing in Leicester. Like in Leicester, there was like shops just like we can't do this anymore. We have to pack up and sell off. But it still feels like even now, like there's still like the remnants of that. And so if we have another one, it's like the better shops, the ones that are doing all right, they're going to start disappearing. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah.
Like, it's just enough, and it's like, why are you overspending? Why not restrict yourself?
It's not the shop's fault.
No, it's shops. I'm saying about the banks.
Yeah.
Because obviously these companies do rely on banks and do rely on their, loans, their all sorts of like, loans and what was it? Grants? Not grants, no, just loans. And so having these banks over give and not think logically and go, actually, let's give them this much so we don't overspend, otherwise we're gonna lose out, we're gonna make a loss. It's like, why overspend? Just be reasonable.
Well, I think there was a good documentary a few years ago. It's called Inside Job, and it was done by a couple of American filmmakers, and it was narrated by Matt Damon.
Oh.
And it was a good film. I watched it over the Christmas holiday, and it sort of goes into how did the 2008 recession sort of happen, and it was a lot of people doing a lot of dodgy dealings. They do a lot of interviews with people who were bankers at the time, and a lot of them still don't want to talk about it, like to this day, how he went through, because I think one of the main reasons how it happened was a lot of banks were sort of selling stocks for companies they knew were going to be dodgy, taking out insurance on those companies, and then sort of trying to push them over the edge to make them fail, so they would get all this money back from the company failing.
Subprime mortgages, wasn't it? They were lending money to people that couldn't pay it back.
Yeah. No, they were also lending at rates which are like impossible to pay back. So instead of like going, 90%, or like what was it, 80% of like 80% of your mortgage. So when they were doing these mortgages, they pay like a certain amount. Yeah. But then what happened was that these companies were paying 120%. So not only were they paying the mortgage, but they're paying over the price, so that you had extra money, which wasn't yours to spend. You couldn't. Yeah. Like if you go 120, it's like, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. 120% of 4,000 or 400,000 pounds. I can't do that. That's too much. So it's like people by these companies overspending and lending these mortgages and loans, they put themselves in another corner. If they do it again, it's like, what have you learned?
Well, the thing is, we didn't learn from the last recession. We didn't. No. Governments bailed out the banks.
Yeah.
We didn't arrest the people responsible and put them in jail for the potential endings of thousands of jobs and potential murders and suicides.
A lot of them got bonuses as well.
Yeah, and they're still getting bonuses. We didn't learn a single piece from the first recession. We said we're putting in some legislations. We put in teensy tiny legislations, and then they come back and do it again.
Nice.
You can't keep letting the banks get away with it, to be honest. Okay, yes, Nezar's looking at me because he knows I'm ranting, but it's because you can't let them get away with this. No. If you genuinely do not listen and genuinely stop the idiocy that is the people at the top, then of course we're going to crash again. And guess who's going to suffer? Us. Our families, our parents, the ones who work hard. our friends and family who we care for, because they're the ones who actually work. They're the ones who are at the bottom. Whereas the ones at the top, of course, they're safe. They're gonna get bonuses. Even if they get fired, they get like a massive package that covers their life for the rest of
and
their...
also they really got their offshore bank account to like, deal with it. So it's like, it's alright, it's not
The
getting
Panama
taxed.
Papers isn't going to prove it. There isn't enough to push them away. They've got all the things they need already. They've got more millions that they will ever spend in a lifetime. And yet they're sitting on their Scrooge McDuck bills, like cash counterfeit money shenanigans up in the clouds. And then they keep milking it more. It's like, for me, bankers are the very exception of human greed. How much money do you need to survive? Because how much money... Okay, you can earn money. That's fine. Any business. You want to make profit? That's fine. But when you make so much profit that not you, your company, or anyone in the company will be able to spend that money in their own lifetime or in the future lifetime, then what's the purpose? When Apple makes more than the GDP of Bulgaria, I question myself. Why on earth would I want to support this company when its workers in China, who are being paid like very cheaply, purposefully go and commit suicide themselves because they are so alienated at work? Why on earth would anyone be okay with it?
See, what you just described right there, that's business in a nutshell, mate.
It is business in a nutshell. But it doesn't... It
doesn't make it right, no.
You can make profit, that's fine, but you don't have to suck the people dry. You don't have to be a leech.
Look, business is a very competitive and bloodthirsty kind of thing to get into.
It is.
It's not about helping. I'm not justifying this in any way, but their mindsets are, it's not about helping others or doing what's best for the little man. It's how can I take someone else's place at the top, make more money than them. That's the mindset of a business, and that's all businesses.
But my problem is the fact that they need to make so much money that it's obscene.
That's to the point where, I think it's the idea of making the money rather than what they want to actually do with it.
Yeah, you can make profit, that's fine, but just
like
for the
when
love
it gets
of
to the point where you make profit to the point of this isn't just like when you're spending £1,000 on lunch, that's when it gets ridiculous.
Because how much of that profit is going to go into their next product? Or their next whatever.
Oh, not much.
Not that much.
They won't.
Not much at all.
They'll still be fine.
Which means that the profit that they're making, they're
skimming
it's for the sake of it.
Not skimming
if we're taking something like Apple, which is what the next phone is just an updated version of their current phone with a few changes like a chip. That probably happens along as technology develops anyway, because
So let's do it. Okay, take an Apple use as the example.
Right.
They're putting money into
research and development,
advertising, marketing.
That's one of the biggest ones. Yeah.
Yes, and I imagine stuff like
celebrity endorsements.
Yeah, celebrity endorsement. I imagine stuff like packaging, stuff like that. Do you think at that point it's still like too much for what they're making?
Well, here's the thing: to actually make here's something because obviously as an electronic engineer, I think you might have seen this. Like one of our lecturers actually not lecturers, but when we were doing one of our things, they showed us how much it actually costs to build and construct an iWatch. I mean, one of the smartwatches, and it cost £86.
There you go.
And how much are you charging for again?
£1,000.
What?
Yeah.
With a markup that is extortionate.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell,
I can't hear the music.
No,
it's got really it's got the tone has changed.
It's because exactly that's when you realize that's it. That's exactly it. That's where the profit comes from. An iPhone costs what, about £150 to produce?
Yeah.
How much do they sell them for? Because I'm telling you, if you go into a contract,
300, 300 upwards to 1,000.
Brand new 500. Brand new 500.
Yeah.
500, 600, 700.
Wasn't the X $999?
There we go. That one, the X10 or whatever.
One.
Huh?
For the low end one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For a low end?
Yeah, for the low end one.
Oh,
it's
no.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Sorry, yeah.
Ouch.
$999 for no home
for the
button.
emojis, for no home button and the emoji simulator.
Done wrong.
It's fine.
Best way.
Yeah, fix that later. But yeah, there's that.
Okay.
But I will probably stop it there before I go into a complete rage. So we'll take a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back soon.
The music has stopped and it's made that last part really quite atmospheric.
Well, it's necessary.
Because it's the music's usually make it more chill. Now it feels like sheesh.
Welcome to the real news.
Apple are watching.
Real world.
This is the real news.
You just
now.
check your phone, you see the FBI stop right there.
Right, we'll be back after the break, so we'll see you then.
Loughborough Campus Radio.
LCR. LCR.
All right, hello and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the break. We had a little chill break over here as well. Apologies for anything that happened with the music, by the way. I don't know what that was.
Like skippity beep bop bop.
That was an electronic fault that we had no control over. I shall just disclaimer that now, so that everyone's aware of that. But hey, welcome to the second half of the show. So what we do here is we talk more about chill stuff. You know, things that are interesting to us, things that we want to discuss. You know, good stuff.
Fun
Chill.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like what, Fritz?
Well, I have two things today, actually.
Good segue.
Yeah, put it all on me. There you go. So, the first thing... Okay, this is actually a question to you peeps.
Uh-oh.
Because I was watching a comedy show and I want to try what they pulled. So, what thing has got women's rights activists up in arms?
Bagsy not answering this first.
Bagsy second not sure.
It's not a bad thing.
Is it crisps?
You've been checking my checking my tablet, isn't it?
Okay. How about you explain
Crisps?
yourself? Before
Okay,
you...
so what is it? Like it's a kind of crisp, but what kind of crisp is it? What has got women's rights activists
don't-
up in arms?
Okay,
Doritos?
let's think of crisp.
I'm thinking Doritos.
What crisp would annoy
Reuben,
women
you're already
activists?
correct.
What?
Yeah,
Doritos.
Of course it'd be Doritos. That's the gamers.
Yeah.
So the CEO of the global chief executive of PepsiCo, which produces the crisps or the Doritos, said that men love eating their Doritos out of a bag. They love eating the pieces at the bottom. They love licking their fingers at the end. And women would like to do the same, but they don't. They don't like to crunch too loudly in public, and they don't lick their fingers generously, and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces and the flavors into their mouth. So then she was on a talk show, and then the person hosting the talk show asked if she was playing around with the idea of a male and a female version of the chips. She said it's not a male and female version as much. Are there snacks for women that can be designed and packaged differently? And yes, we're looking into it. We're looking into that, and we're getting ready to launch a bunch of them soon. So, yeah. I wanted to ask you guys what your opinion on this is.
Excuse me?
I have never put any thought into eating crisps. I just grab a
me
bag,
neither.
open it, and put it in
Of
my
course, this has
Are they saying no woman ever has eaten it the same way as that description?
Well, what she's saying is that women don't want to eat it the same way as guys do. They don't want it to crunch loudly. They don't want to have the flavors on the tip of their fingers at the end of it. They don't want to eat the pieces at the bottom of the bag. So it's
what,
like
wipes are for. If you want to just get it off
Yeah.
your hands. I mean, that KFC give you the little wipes after
Oh,
you
the
have
lemon
the
one.
chicken. Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing.
They don't taste like
A
lemon.
hint of lemon.
So a lot of people are angry, saying this is just demeaning, this is just patronizing, it's discrimination.
Oh, that's such a minor thing, isn't it?
It's an unnecessary thing.
Like, when there are real problems in the world, not for a single second have I ever stopped and thought, crisps are an issue in my life that I really wish someone
These
would
crisps
sort
are
out.
misogynistic. I'm sorry, no, that's it was a bit.
Getting a bit controversial there.
Sorry, I'm
my
gonna
job.
get.
Again, like
No,
it's just like because I was listening into this. I was reading about this the other day, and I was like, well, this is the most unnecessary thing of 2018 so far.
Yeah.
To be fair, does it surprise you?
Again, no. I
Yeah,
mean, we've
there
had
you go.
suicide in Japanese forests. Why not this?
Well, I'm talking specifically on women activists making big deals out of small things.
No, that doesn't surprise me either. But let's stray away from that and focus on the crisp aspect of it.
The crisps aspect of it, what is there to say except why? I don't know. People eat things differently. I don't think that's a gender thing.
Would you be in favor of this, or would you be against? Good idea or a bad idea? Because what they're doing,
What, women...
they're not making it specifically for men and women. They're just saying
Crisps-
this is a different
crisps
packaging
aimed-
style.
Crisps aimed at women.
It's not okay. So
It's meant to be both.
yeah, it's aimed at both. Both people can consume it. But what the other version is, it's one that it still tastes the same, has just like less sort of like after
Powder.
pieces and
So less
powder,
powder.
less sort of pieces, and one that can be wrapped up in a tighter bag so that someone can put it in a suitcase or a backpack or a purse, something like that.
Whatever. If they do it, then that's fine.
Yeah, just
It's like, I don't care. This does
Yeah.
not affect me
It's like-
in any Like, it's a small thing to get upset about, but at the same time, if they want to do it, let them do it.
Yeah, I mean, smaller packet.
If anything,
that's
it'd be
fine.
handier if there was less.
Yeah, less powder.
Yeah,
Nice and clean.
I'd be for it.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
The only thing is, though, even on the back of the packet says that, it settles in transit. So the only way to really keep the crisps perfectly fine is if you didn't transport them, if you made them exactly where you need them to be. But, as they're going in the back of the lorry, they're being bounced around, they're being
Shaken
crushed
up,
by
a
other
little
things.
crushed, yeah.
Exactly. So it's nearly impossible. I've never had a perfect packet of crisps.
No.
Neither have I.
I think
I don't think any of us have.
No.
if they
the one that got away.
if they're going to be complaining about anything about crisps, they should be complaining about how little there are in them. Like, you buy a packet of Walkers.
Oh, it's mostly air.
It's huge, and
It's
then you
mostly
open it.
air.
And you're
yeah.
like, why is the first half of this nothing but air?
First half, try 60% of the packet, mate.
Yeah.
60% air.
60% air.
New Walker's Originals, now with 61% air.
See, that's what they'll be selling you once we've got to space travelers. They'll be selling you Walker's crisps, so it comes with air in, like,
And the
air
air's the
built in.
good part.
Yeah.
That's why you have.
It's a good
That's why you have to
throw
buy.
the crisps out the window.
Who needs crisp when you got air?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you have to buy like those extra big packets, which is like, yeah, it's 60%, but at least it's the size of what a regular one should be.
Shout out to Pringles, the only company that actually puts crisps in their packets.
Hey, Quavers are good with that too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
They're
Quavers.
Walkers too.
But the aerated ones.
But I mean,
They're clearly run by two different teams.
there's a very easy solution to this. If you don't like eating out the packet, put it in a bowl or on a plate or something. And then you
Or-
can just fiddle around with them, do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. Or like if you don't like the packaging, you can, I don't know, just eat it and throw it away. It's like,
Well,
I
because
mean-
what they're coming up with is a packaging that doesn't make that much noise. It doesn't scrunch as much when you fold it.
To be fair, that is annoying in cinema.
Yeah.
When people come in with like bags of sweets, just like start ripping.
So things that we actually need: less noisy packages.
all right.
Things that less powder so that it doesn't stick on your fingers. And this isn't for one gender or the other. This is for everybody.
For everyone.
This
That's
is
cool.
what we need.
That's fine. Doing it for like everyone.
And
that's
something that doesn't
legit.
make a louder crunch when you're in the cinema.
Something with a soft, like slightly soft.
Well, I mean, you can't really help that, can you?
Well, they apparently said they've been investing in it.
Well, no, they make something that's softer,
Yeah.
so it's not as crunchy because there's the crunch.
Well, I mean, just do that thing where whenever the loud noise happens in the cinemas when you open your crisps.
They should make a
That's what I
cinema
do.
bag. That's it. A cinema bag and a normal bag. Yeah, that's it. Shouldn't be gendered. Should be cinema bag and normal bag.
What I do is just wait for the loud noises to happen, then I'll open it.
Just wait for the explosion.
Wait for the action scene to go.
That's why Michael Bay films are so popular. It's because they're so noisy, feel the explosion. That's when people can actually eat their food.
Yeah,
That's
no.
why they're called popcorn flicks.
Yeah, because it's like you get pop. You can just go. It's like just while it's like happening.
Well, my friend always opens a can when the big bit at the beginning says this film is rated 15. And that's where he opens it.
How you doing?
Because
Where
no one
there's
cares
literally-
about that bit.
Yeah, okay, so there's literally no sound, yeah.
I mean, last time we did it, a few people were like, hey.
No, yeah,
at the
you should
back.
You should definitely open your drink before you.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah,
before.
film, yeah.
But open your crisps.
Also,
too.
ask for no ice as well, because ice gets noisy when you're trying to rattle around in there.
Ice to
Ice
meet
is
you.
the least concern compared to like the crisps.
Yeah.
Well, crisps affect other people.
Yeah, ice only affects you.
Honestly, I know concessions is how most cinemas get most of their money back, but can we have like a few concession-free screenings? I'd be happy with that.
Oh no, I've smuggled in a whole pizza once into a cinema.
Everyone smuggles in food.
Yeah, I
You-
know.
Yeah, it's great.
Why would anyone?
It's great.
No one wants to pay for the stuff
Nobody
that actually
nobody
sells in
buys
cinema.
that.
No,
No.
Just
it's not worth the price.
put that pizza right up your jumper.
What was
no
it
one
like?
will know.
What was it like? A bag of Maltesers. When I went to, I was going to see a film. Bought the bag of my friend bought the bag of Maltesers. It was like $1.50 in Tesco. Inside the actual cinema, it was like £3 or something.
Yeah.
Well, do they actually care? They don't stop you. They don't say you can't bring food.
Well,
in.
they apparently they're meant to stop.
Yeah.
No, like if
I've
you,
never-
if you,
I've
if you,
never
if
been
you,
stopped
If you
for
hold it
bringing
in your
food.
hand,
Yeah, then they'll
then
stop
they'll
you.
go, hey, can you not?
Can you not? If it's in a bag.
But if it's up my jumper or
In a bag, yeah.
or in a bag,
Well, the
Or
drink,
under my
obviously,
jacket.
you'd be smuggling and they wouldn't see that.
yeah.
I'm talking about if they they've clearly seen me carry a bag full and they've been like, okay.
Yeah, no, because I think
At least at Odeon.
yeah. I need a Cineworld. No, I remember there was one place. No, there was a View in Leicester.
Yeah.
They one time tried to stop me with pizza,
They tried to stop you with pizza.
Yeah.
Did they manage to stop you, or?
Oh no, I got in. That was the time I managed to get
Oh,
pizza.
okay.
Because I had the big box of pizza, and I was like, oh man,
Pizza time.
And you were like, oh yeah.
and they were like, oh, you have to eat the whole thing. Sorry,
You're the
can't-
kind of guy that walks into a cinema with a pizza, isn't it? You're like a whole pizza.
Yeah.
Like a whole box of pizza. You just sit there, open
No,
up the
because what
box.
was it? Me and my friend went to Pizza Hut beforehand, and we had like really big, like we had some of the salad bar. You know, we got full from that, and then we had the pizza. It was like, oh man, one slice and we were done. And then what was is that we said, well, we're taking a doggy bag. We'll eat it later when we get hungry. And so he said, oh, you can't come in with that box. I was like, let's think of a way of getting around this. So we went outside and pretended to look like we were eating a lot of pizza.
Right.
Then actually just put it away, put it behind us. And so when we walked in front, like put it up behind the jumper.
Oh, that's nasty.
No, sealed the box so it like kept it
but
safe.
it still gets a bit of grease on
That's
the
just
outside
nasty,
of the box.
man. That's hella
No,
nasty.
the grease of the box that was fine. It was fine. It wasn't that greasy. It was
Nasty
fine.
ass freak.
Doubting.
It's fine. It worked.
Well, I hope you bring enough to share next time.
Yeah, so that you bring enough to look
no.
like the Hunchback of Notre Dame next time.
I'll see. I'll see.
So there we are. Reuben confessing to crimes that he has
Yeah.
committed in the past. Confessions with Reuben.
You're welcome.
Let's all confess to a crime. Fritz, go.
Why are you pointing? I'm not going first if I'm confessing to a crime, mate. You go first, Nezar.
I accidentally used someone else's milk for my cereal.
Yes, that's
sinful.
that's
Sinful.
that is at least minimum 45 hours in prison.
Hey man, Trey gave me a lot of slack for that, so
I love how we keep making reference to Trey, but he's never shown up on this show. Like, he's
that's the appeal in it.
And he's like the mysterious
We can
background
talk about
character.
him all
Yeah.
day. He'll never
Like,
come
we-
through.
You'll never know who he is.
We never say anything negative about it.
No.
One of these days he will be on here, and then everyone will just be like, "Oh, this is Trey."
Like in the first
Yeah.
Harry Potter, where they're like, you know,
Who's Harry?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Or like they mention things in the background you never hear about them. They
Yeah.
sound so cool, and I want that film about that thing.
Yep.
And then
Not
our fans
this.
can make theories. Who is Trey?
Who is Trey? Fan theory.
Fans? Do we have that?
No.
There we go. We don't have fans. We just have hype beasts.
Oh no.
People who jump on this ass hype train.
All aboard the coal train, baby.
Coal train.
Coltrane? Really?
Explain.
Oh my.
Context, please.
I have none.
Okay, so there's that.
So that was
There's that story.
That was that story.
And then the other one is, okay, this is another question that I'm not going to show James because he probably already knows. You're not allowed to say anything, by the way. So, what sort of prehistoric thing has been unveiled this week?
Prehistoric. Well, it must be skeleton. A dinosaur skeleton?
No.
No.
Something about British people.
British
I
skeleton.
know what this is. I didn't
British
see it, but I
dinosaur
know what it
skeleton.
is.
All right, no, it's
Is it
Nezar's
though?
turn. Nezar, what you got?
I don't have anything.
I don't know.
Can I just? Is it Cheddar Man?
Yeah, it is Cheddar Man.
What?
So, earliest Britons had dark skin and blue eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
So, new research, again, from DNA extracted from a 10,000-year-old skeleton known as Cheddar Man, indicates that early Britons typically had blue or green eyes with dark curly hair and dark skin pigmentation, more usually associated with sub-Saharan Africa. So it might seem like the British 10,000 years ago were of a different ethnicity.
All right.
Okay.
So what's your deal with this? What do you think of this?
Interesting.
Cool.
He looks like this, by the way. I can't. Yeah. Well, that's the
very
assumption.
Good-looking fellow.
Yeah,
Not
man.
gonna lie.
Look at that.
him.
Look at that cheekbone.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Well, I
He
mean,
looks sweaty, but not in this country.
Sweaty gold.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is gonna affect history a lot, I think, because it's gonna be like, oh, a lot of the time, you see history very perceived as England was a very white country, yeah.
Yep.
But in terms of nowadays, how it's gonna affect us, probably not. In terms of because we're already a very multicultural country at this point. I could see a lot of people going, oh, cool,
Yeah.
walking off.
Oh, sweet.
Except the historians, they'd probably be the only ones making a very big deal about this.
Oh my god.
Well, one thing it did say in the article was one of the reasons why the skin pigmentation changed is because of the weather we have here. Darker skin
No, yeah,
tends to filter out vitamin D.
I could imagine that.
Grey
We
and
need
wet.
more of it. Yeah.
I could imagine that. But okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say on this. It's not I mean, it's a relevant. It's a good revelation, but it's not going to change my life or anything.
History books will have to be changed.
I don't think it's going to change.
If it's true, I mean,
I don't
again,
think.
this is
Yeah,
an
it'll
assumption.
change. It'll change history books, but even then, how much will it change history books? Because we don't know the full story behind it, except that was what we used to look like, and now that's what they look like now.
It's
It's
before
no-
and after.
Yeah, we have no history on those people.
What do you think, James? That's the prominent British person here.
Yeah, it's
What's your deal here?
what's my deal here?
What's
I
your
don't know.
cocaine?
What?
What?
Sorry?
You know, I'm a student. I don't earn that much money, so just the cheapest I can.
Nice, dude.
No, you know, it's okay. I guess.
Yeah,
It's just one of those things where it was one way and now it's not. Like, that's all. That's Nezar said. That's all you can really say about it. I think it's just interesting that when settlers first arrived in Britain, it was, you know, they were very different. You know, had a very different complexion to what we have now. But as we adapted to the climate and realised, it's not so good, the skin started to change colour, so we could adapt to the miserable weather we
To
have.
the
here.
miserable weather.
The very bad weather.
I think an article related to that did also say it was quite similar across quite a lot of Western Europe.
Yeah.
So a lot of dark-skinned people were very prominent, but as through the ages it changed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have kind of, well, because we had no record of it, you know, a lot of people have forgotten that we did kind of all descend from this one common ancestor.
I agree. I think the best thing to do is just leave in the history books and be like, cool, that's what we. But you know, I guarantee you, there's gonna be people making a bigger deal out of it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's going to be like
There's gonna be
nationalist groups that says like that this is like science faking news or trying to be what's it called? What's that word called? Not social justice. Trying to be, I don't know. I can't think of a word. But yeah, let's go with that for now.
Nationalistic.
Not even no.
just-
The nationalists are going to be going like, oh, this is the science trying to like ruin our heritage, ruin our history, trying to.
I
be
could
like
see
this
the
and that.
opposite happening, where it's like,
To get enlightened.
yeah. No. What was that?
What?
Excuse me.
What?
Just explain what you meant by that.
I meant like they like see that they're not like, you know. What do you mean? Like why is everyone looking at me like no, I mean like they, you know, realize that they're, you know.
The one that's
they shouldn't
making a
be
big deal of it is Fritz, so go on.
Yeah, that they shouldn't make their like, you know, to realize that other people like, you know, it's more than just them, it's everyone else. Like we all came from the same place. You shouldn't beat up yourselves.
But like, there's a lot of people forget.
Why are you laughing? I don't get the joke.
It's because you said enlightened.
Maybe it was a poor choice of words.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Here's what I see
Right,
happening.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
before you cut me off, what I see happening is more of a like the army. He said the basically burying it and saying that's not our history. I could see what happening with people, you know, the Tumblrites and stuff, being like, oh, white people aren't so superior now, are they? This is what used to look like, you know, against the whitewashing kind of thing like that. That's the most likely scenario I see. The kind of anti, like, you put white people this high when actually you weren't white all along kind of thing.
I think both sides would just.
No, yeah, I think both will
What I
happen.
hope is that, you know, they become more. Obviously, I used a poor choice of words before, so I'll say more factually, you know.
I just hope there's more discourse around this, like more talking about history and how immigration and emigration worked. That's just what I want, really.
Yeah.
I think that in the UK, though, a lot of people just accept that quite a few people are immigrants or have been immigrants in the past.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people can't trace their history back that far.
Oh
Yeah,
no, there was a really good show that I think it was a show or a Facebook thing, I can't remember. But it's just a video. But there was this guy, one of these people having their DNA tests and finding out where their origins were. So some of the people, not super far back, but quite, you know, reasonably far back. And there was this very nationalistic person who thought, I am British, I'm proud to be British. You know, my family is very British, and it's very, you know, I'm proud to be British. And a couple of generations ago, actually, he's from Germany. So it's like,
Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean,
you know,
yeah,
World War II,
England is one of the most.
just 1 or 2 generations back, and he was like, well, he's German.
England is just Germany on an island.
Look, England is one of the most.
Look at the Queen. She's, you know, from a German family.
Yeah.
England is one of the most multicultural countries in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't see this thing really being that affected, that big a deal, especially with. You don't know who's English these days.
Yeah.
In terms of, you can walk down the street, oh, you're English, yeah? No, I'm Greek.
What a distinction.
And it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Are you English? No, I'm Scottish.
Ooh. So yeah, as I said, I don't know. I don't see this being. To me personally, I think to all of us personally, maybe not a big deal.
But we did my family did DNA testing as well, and as far back as we could trace for our own family tree, because we were mapping it out, we are all like English as far back as it goes.
Whoa.
And
I'm German.
and no, all English. But although my mum had,
Deutsch?
my mum did the DNA test, and she had 1% Norwegian in her.
Yo ho, my
There we
boys.
are.
My boys.
I'm 0.5% Norwegian. How about that?
Welcome to the neighborhood. How you doing, brother?
It's very well.
Damn straight. Welcome to the Norwegian establishment. How y'all doing? We got fish and oil. Which one do you want first?
One of both. Omega-3
I like
in your
that.
fish.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Get those natural oils.
natural oils. Wow.
Anyway, got any other topics?
Well, have you guys got any topics? Because I'm
Facebook's got a downvote button coming.
yes.
After
Yeah.
like 10 plus years of people demanding it, they finally buckled and are testing it in America. And other websites like Reddit and YouTube have like up and down.
This is gonna be like.
But in YouTube's case, you can't see the downvotes.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, not on comments, but on the
That's
video.
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what, no,
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm
downvotes
saying.
and comments do absolutely nothing.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah. I've never seen in terms of the comments. That's what I thought it was mainly referring to with Facebook. You can downvote posts as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
posts and comments. Yeah.
Because they usually have angry reacts. Which, I'm angry at this.
There is a certain.
I've seen people do it. I've seen people do
Yeah,
it.
but
I've
I
never
angry
seen-
react to everything, so it doesn't even matter.
No, because the thing about that though
Even the
is,
thing you like, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like,
but
make me angry.
the thing about that is, because Facebook actually said it was proven that Facebook actually uses those emotes to advertise towards you, to advertise for you. So if you're angry against something, they're less likely to put it. But if you're happy against something, they're more likely to push that advertising towards you. So for example, let's take Nezar. If he likes a cute poster or something, and he says, smiley emoji, then Facebook will more try to advertise more like Comic-Con or other social sort of those related activities towards him. Where if he's angry at let's say a MAGA post or something, then he's less likely to get anything from America. And Facebook would use that advertising.
I know. I
try
didn't
to-
know that's how it worked.
That's how they
Yeah,
used it.
There will be systems to
Used
advertise.
to. What has it changed?
Well, because they got found out about it. I don't know if they changed it or
It's
if
like,
they're
oh,
still
well,
the same.
What's wrong with that being found out about it? That's
It's
Because
they
it's
weren't
again,
open
it's
about it.
yeah, it's you unknowingly giving them information for them to advertise.
Yeah,
for you.
basically they're taking your personal information and using it to,
This is one thing that Facebook's got in trouble about a lot, is because they do things and they don't tell anybody, even though sometimes it wouldn't even be considered wrong. It's just the fact that you just don't tell anybody
Yeah.
about it. And
What-
then people get up and up.
what happens if it gets downvoted too much. Will Facebook remove the?
No, if it's an individual post, it probably won't get removed. It'll just be like a downvote that's showing people don't like this.
I don't know how I feel about a downvote button. I think that's gonna and as somebody who posts a lot of just things to annoy people,
Edgy.
it doesn't seem like something that'd be good for somebody on Facebook, because look, this is all downvoted and might as well not read it, kind of thing. It's not like YouTube, which is video. These are posts, which are usually written or something like that. I feel like downvoting a post is, I don't know.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to. If there's something
Because
you
it
don't
needs-
agree with, you need to express yourself
Yeah.
in some form or another. Not by using the. Well, I
You
wouldn't.
can reply in the comments about something.
Yeah, but
I
how
know,
often is someone going to read the comments? How often is MatPat going to read a comment saying someone telling him to bugger off?
Oh, no,
Okay, in terms of the bit, and I don't know what you're referring to. And
Due to unforeseen circumstances, Nezar will be on next week's episode of Game Theory as a comment post.
yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, I wish. I'd be so happy with that. I'd be like, show the fans what you really are, MatPat. But anyway, moving on.
We're not referring to our MatPat, the one in studio. We're referring to a bigger MatPat. Well, not a big.
Have we referred to Matt as MatPat on this show?
We have several times.
Okay.
We're talking about a socially...
A socialite, a social
Okay.
influencer.
Social influencer.
That's
Sorry,
had work
I-
with Universal Florida.
I completely forgot about the big people like on Facebook. I forgot that people like YouTubers and all that use Facebook, because I keep thinking that's a Twitter thing. But I guess so. I guess in that case, downvoting would be alright. I guess. But for smaller things,
They're
I
going to
don't
use
know.
this for advertising, though. I know it. I already know
they
it.
will.
They're going to like, you
they will.
downvoted this, you're not going to see those posts posts
Ah.
anymore.
Bye.
Oh, you know what really crosses me with what is it, Facebook advertising or advertising in general? It's like when Facebook and Google got together, and I heard this story a few months ago. There was a woman, and she kept getting adverts for. So she used Facebook and she used Google, and she kept getting adverts for diapers.
Nice.
And she was like, "Well, why? Why does she keep getting adverts for diapers? Like, she doesn't need any diapers. She doesn't, there's no need for a diaper." And then later on, she found out she was pregnant. So Facebook predicted that she was. What?
Yeah.
Facebook found out that she was pregnant before she. I don't know if this is real, actually.
It sounds way too like.
It sounds way too.
Coincidence, mate.
Yeah.
Specific. I mean, coincidence. That'd be perceivable, but like.
But this is a story that I
predicting, like,
heard.
whoa.
It's a coincidence.
So one
Yeah.
of those things. Oh, I found Jesus on my toast, and it's like, yeah, okay, if
Oh,
you squint.
Yeah, like
Squint
like
really
you
hard.
didn't burn
Yeah.
that into the
And
toast,
actually
you
put that
silly.
image
Yeah.
How dare you?
But,
Maybe if
How
you draw
dare
it
you.
on.
yeah.
Well,
Just
like
draw
a
it in with a
felt-tip
pen.
marker or
Close your eyes,
something.
draw it on a pen. Get a piece of
It's just
paper.
an art student trying to get really popular on Instagram or Facebook. It's like, I found Jesus is the weird.
Oh no.
Oh no. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that Vine a long time ago.
So, what other weird stuff have we got today? We got Nezar beatboxing.
Yeah, dude. I'm starting my career tomorrow.
Good luck, my friend.
What's her name? What's her name?
Notorious B.I.G. Apparently that one's taken.
Lil Nez. Lil Nez.
Little Nez.
Lil
Lil
Nez.
Little Nezzy.
Big cook, little cook.
Be careful, bad.
What else do we talk about, man?
I don't know. We talk about.
What has happened in the news?
It's been a pretty quiet week this week.
It's
hasn't
been
it?
a very
No,
quiet week.
actually, it hasn't, but we're just not allowed to talk about what else is
Okay.
happening. No, okay, yeah. It's, what has been weird stuff that's happened in the news? Because when there's things that we don't talk about anymore.
Yeah,
Like
we
the
mention
Trump,
them too much.
the Trump, the Brexit,
North
and
Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah.
Have we talked about Logan Paul?
We talk about it too
Oh,
much.
that douchebag! Yes,
What happened? Is there something new?
YouTube has actually decided to suspend ads from Logan Paul's videos because he didn't learn anything.
What did he do?
He tased dead rats.
Ooh, what?
I wish he made an apology video after he did that. That would have been really funny.
So he's done lots of shady stuff again. He like took a fish. I think he took a fish that was suffering, or that was struggling to breathe in water, and like picked it up out of the water and started giving it CPR. Like,
Okay, and then what?
no, you just did that. Like the fish is clearly dying. You're not meant to take a fish out of water because that's how they breathe. They move around in the water and that's how they breathe. So if you take the fish out, you're strangling it.
Yeah.
And then he started giving it CPR, and it's like, well, you're not meant to push it into the. So yeah, YouTube said that he doesn't reflect us. He poses something that might be a danger to creators of our platform. Doesn't reflect the creators on our platform. So they decided to temporarily suspend ads on his content, which means YouTube will probably put ads on it just around the same time EA puts microtransactions back into Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I think it was after the whole backlash last time, and then they immediately put out a post afterwards saying, "Oh, we're gonna stop smaller creators actually monetizing their videos," and there was a big backlash after that. And they said, "Well, we couldn't really demonetize him now because that would seem like we're buckling to what the people want." And then he went and did that, and they thought, "Great, quick, let's do it so people don't think we are."
It's the one time YouTube actually uses a situation to do something.
Yeah. And not like wait until next time it happens.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, it's very hard when a company of that size doing what it does and to make a profit. But I think the choices they've made
Are suboptimal.
suboptimal. Yeah,
Suboptimal.
Yeah.
As a company, just shady.
but they can get away with it because they're the only people doing it. So
Yeah.
Well, there's Twitch.
No, I mean, it's not. You don't.
it's not quite the same.
Yeah, you don't put vines on Twitch.
Vines on Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you want. Nothing's
Yeah.
gonna stop
You
you.
don't, but, like,
That's quite a talk.
why?
Yeah, but it's hard to find like offline, like
Like
not
what-
live content on Twitch.
Yeah, like.
Which is probably why people
Yeah,
don't use it
'cause
as a
Twitch is-
replacement.
Yeah.
Sounds
Twitch
legit.
is, like. Yeah. So why would you do this? Why do this? Why you do this?
Bands.
No. Stop.
Do you guys want to talk about the snow that happened this week?
Not really. It was around for a day.
It was around for like a bit, yeah.
It was around for like 5
And
minutes.
it's like at the point where it's like walking the most as well, which is the most annoying because you have the ice as well. It's like, ugh. Or the like the slush, which is slippy. You're like, why?
Yeah, we're still feeling effects to this day about it.
no, not really.
All
It's
the
like
grass is muddy.
It's like the fourth week in a row where it's been raining as well. Like the fourth Saturday in a row that it's been raining. It's always been raining
It was
on
nice-ish
Saturday.
yesterday.
Exactly.
With clear skies for a bit.
Unpredictable weather in England.
Why?
Well, it's not predictable at this point if it's happened 4 Saturdays in a row, is it? It's like, oh, Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be raining, isn't it? Might as well just like pack an umbrella and other things.
February is usually a cold month, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it colder than January and December combined?
Well, I remember that big snow
The snow stuff
event that
happens
happened in
usually
like
February.
2010. That was February.
Oh, yeah.
Completely covered the country.
Yeah.
That was 2010. That was February, yeah.
Because it was around that time, I think in the November before that, like November 2009, we had a whole load of snow. Then
Yeah.
nothing over December and January. Then February, it all just came again.
I got a week off school for that.
That one time where snow hit the UK so hard, everything shut down. That was such a funny week.
No, do you know what didn't shut down though? The trains through my village, they didn't stop, so I still had to go to school.
You're kidding me?
No,
Nah,
I
we
made
had
it
a
into
week-
school, and there were
we had
people
a
who
week
lived in
off.
the same city as the school who didn't even make it.
Trains in his school didn't stop, but trains in the entirety of London, underground, everything, shut down.
What the underground shutting down for?
My school was completely covered in it. Like, my friends would walk up to it, and they actually were the ones that told me because I was ready to get out, and they were like, "Don't bother coming in."
The school is just white. It's just snow.
They had to put people at the front saying, "Yeah, you can't go in. The school's not open."
Bless
And we
it.
had a whole week off. It was great.
I remember I had a
Whole
food
week.
tech lesson
Never
that
had a
day,
week
and I was the only one there.
I've never had a week off.
Whoever
You can experiment with your cooking.
So you're like James. You had to go to school.
Yep, I had to go to school, and there was one point in GCSEs where it snowed quite heavily, and it was during the week where it was my geography exam, and the school was closed that day, but the examination thing was still open, so we went in.
Are you mad, fam?
No, they can't change the date of
So you
exam.
still had to do an
They
exam even though it was snowing?
Yeah,
Well, I guess that snow really helped
They
your
can't.
geography
They
exam.
can't change the date of the exam because the exam isn't just his school, is it?
Yeah, it's international. It's
Yeah.
international,
and
isn't
so
it?
it's like, well,
Soz boss.
it's like
I'm
so
sure
sad.
there's some exceptions where you could take like a late. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
We can't let the students leave the building because the snow's actually covered the exit doors. Sorry.
No,
You're
no,
sp-
I would have been running. No,
Massive sleepover party.
no, I would have been like getting the
The shovel.
shovel, the chairs, just anything that's
The
knocked down
chairs.
this, just knock this snow down. Like, I'm going home.
See, the thing is, in my household, even if it was snowing, like I live in a kind of house where my mum doesn't care, my dad doesn't care if it's snowing. You're still going to school. If the buses are working, you're still going to school. So it's like, oh, the buses only go this far, Dad, and then I'm gonna have to walk the rest. It's like, no, you're going. Just put on some clothes and go check if the school is closed. So I had to go take 2 buses to go check if the school is closed. If it's not closed, go to school. If it is closed, then you can come back home.
But what about coming home again? Because you might be able to get there, but what if you can't get back?
Well, banter, innit?
No,
That's
you're
true.
lost.
You're from
forever.
Scandinavia.
That'll
You know
be-
how to deal with
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it'd be like, well, so long, Fritz. It's been
Deal
nice.
with it, my
It's been
son.
nice. It's been nice knowing you. We see you next fall.
See you next winter.
See you next winter.
Oh gosh, I remember that. It was so fun when the snow thing happened in the UK a few years ago, because it was during winter when we were trying to go on holiday as well,
Yeah.
and we were specifically taking the Eurostar, which had shut down complete operation. So we spent another 2 days in London before we actually managed to go to where we wanted to go. And then we were coming back, our train shut down in the middle of the tunnel,
Yeah.
and we were stuck there for a good half an hour. I was like, yeah, no, this is okay.
Nice.
This is not helping my claustrophobia. This is 100% okay. I'm stuck on a train underneath the English Channel. God knows where I am with my dad. Sick memes.
It's like, hey.
Could be worse. Could take him the ferry.
That's true.
Oh, ferries, yeah.
They're
Word
brutal.
of advice, kids: never eat a whole bar of Toblerone before going on a ferry.
Every night I see you.
All I'm saying is Sea France aren't around anymore.
Oh no! Oh no!
What happened?
Oh no!
Hot
I
damn.
don't know. I've only ever been on I've been on 2 of the 3 ferry companies that sail from Dover, and I went on P&O and they were fine. I went on Sea France and I wanted to vomit. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is it P&O or P&Q?
P&O, B&Q is the shop.
Which
No,
one?
P&Q.
Which one did you go on first?
I went on P&O first.
And have you ever been on a ferry since then?
Yes. Oh, I went on the Sea France one.
I mean, after that.
No. I think next time we went
Well,
on
you
the
know.
Euro tunnel.
Motion sickness is something you can develop. So maybe you just have motion sickness.
Maybe.
Also, a good treatment for it is ginger biscuits.
What?
Yeah, proven.
What's what's the specifics behind that?
Ginger is good for settling stomach. So if you're actually feeling quite vomiting,
Just eat ginger.
Just have ginger. Well, not whole.
Just eat the closest ginger person to you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. You didn't say that.
Tea Time Talk does not condone cannibalism of any sort.
Nazar, you're fired.
I thought I was fired last week.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, Nezar has bleached his hair ginger and will not be making an appearance in next week's radio show.
We're temporarily taking away his monetization and adverts on his.
He is very sorry for those who he has affected.
I will be back within the week.
Oh my, that's a threat.
Damn.
That's a localized threat.
Scary.
1910 times so scary. But yeah, ferries.
Ferries, yeah.
Ferries are fun.
good. They're cheap. You can take your car on it.
Are they cheap?
No.
They're like 50,
They
aren't
used
they?
to.
You can take your car in it. So does that mean you can bring your dog with you?
Hey!
Does
Hey.
it? I'm asking you.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe.
You can put your dog in a car.
That's right. Well, how many dogs can you fit in the boot of one car? Maybe 2. How many dogs can you fit on a ferry?
Well, it depends on how many. It
Hundreds.
depends on the type of dog. I mean, if it's like a Shih Tzu, you could probably fit like 15 in the back
What, one
of
of
it.
them. Get
What?
a big dog.
Get a big doggo.
Bigger the
big boy.
dog, the more there is to love.
And they're usually bigger dogs tend to be more friendly.
Yeah.
Little dogs are the
You're
ones that
Yeah, I'm just thinking, the bigger they are, the more there is for love.
Yeah.
the
bigger fluffy.
the smaller dogs are the ones that are usually louder, if anything.
Yeah.
The ones
Bark,
that are very aggressive.
Yeah, like Isabel from Animal Crossing. But the bigger the dog, the better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What
Think
bigger
about it.
dog?
You can get like 2 people on a big dog.
Yeah.
You can get 1 person on a small dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Also, when it's cold in the winter, get the big dog to lay on your bed, warm it up before you get in it.
James is he's a
He's a
very
dog
passionate dog guy.
Yeah.
He saw an opportunity and he took it.
Yeah, exactly.
Endorse
yeah.
dogs.
Yeah. To put the dogs.
Well, the greyhounds used to be used as bed warmers. You used to have them laying at the end of your bed.
James,
Hey.
endorsing dogs since 1997.
Yeah.
What breed is your dog?
I have a Labradoodle and a greyhound.
A Labradoodle.
Skadoodle.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. Why are you looking at me like that for?
You were looking at me first.
I wasn't
Giving
looking
me
at
evils, giving me daggers.
I was tilting my head. Yes, Labradoodle.
Labradoodle. Yeah, she's big. She's like this big.
How old is she?
She'll be 6.
What's her name?
Mabel.
Syrup?
No, Mabel.
Mabel, not
Mabel.
Maple.
Not Mabel.
Sorry, I just heard things incorrectly again.
Hey.
So Nezar, what do you want to tell us about this week? Any random thing?
Do you know who Vince McMahon is?
Yes.
Do you know about American football at all?
No.
Don't care enough.
Vince McMahon is starting his own American Football League
Yay.
to compete with the NFL.
More people to get brain damage at a young age.
Absolutely.
I'm 100% behind brain damage.
I know nothing about American football, but I am I know a lot about Vince McMahon because he's the owner of the
WWE.
Yeah, and he's besties with Donald Trump.
Oh dear. That's why he knows so much about it.
And yeah, it just seems weird that he'd try competing with the world's biggest American football league. Seems just a bit silly, is all.
All I'm getting from this is Nezar enjoys watching big burly men run into each other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nice.
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 Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of American football,
I don't watch it.
The Super Bowl happened last week, and
How
I
long-
watched it.
Wait, how long is the Super Bowl meant to last? Because I thought it was like a weekly thing, but it just happened in 24 hours and then it was done.
It's like the final. It's or like just one big game.
Oh.
And the thing that always gets me about American football is it's supposed to be like 4 quarters of 15 minutes each. And yet somehow this game started at like 11:30 and finished at 3.
Yeah,
What happened?
it tends to be. There's a lot of adverts in there. Isn't there?
Adverts,
Yeah,
man.
but you watch it on the BBC, no adverts. So every single time you just
You
cut
just
back
sit there
to
for
random
a
people.
while and just like, what do we do
Really?
now?
So wait, what happens then?
They just go back to whoever's presenting it.
And he's like, hey, want to see what?
Pretty much, yeah.
What do you think of the adverts? Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
When I pull their tail, it goes.
It's a tight ad.
The tight ad.
Tight
They
ads.
spent something like $5 million on advertising over the Super Bowl.
They just went next level. They were.
I've never had the interest in it. But then again, I wasn't growing up in America, so
You wasn't growing up in America.
no. It seems like something that only Americans can like.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the name, you know.
Yeah.
It's a bit like football. It's something that only Europeans, Africans, Chinese, Asians, South Africans,
yeah.
can care
That's everything but
America.
the US.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Canada.
And they make fun of it as well. They go, soccer, nobody plays that. It's like, well, firstly, it's football, and secondly,
You're irrelevant.
Look at the entire
exactly.
world. Yeah.
Look at the entire world, and you're there just
How
sitting.
many countries outside of America have a American football league? Like one, maybe.
I was like, yeah, it's rugby with body armor.
Rugby with body
armor. It's pretty much it.
Yeah, it is. No, it's even worse because it's like 15 minutes per what do you need? A little drinky break?
Rugby always seemed rugby always seemed more real to me. But then again,
I
American
would say
football,
so.
they can all pile on you. So.
They pile on you, but at the same time, it's like
American football's a lot slower of a game because they seem to stop it like as soon as anything happens that maybe shouldn't happen, they just stop the game and then reset everything. Whereas in rugby, the rules are kind of just
You break a leg, keep going.
Just keep going.
yeah, no,
you know?
keep going, yeah.
And I sort of admire that sport.
Well,
because
what's the more dangerous of the two?
I would say
Rugby's definitely more.
Because with the football one, American football, you got like basically body armor.
You're
but
even then, still, American footballers get lots of brain damage. They
do get lots of brain damage.
Well, because here's the thing: in rugby, once you're tackled, you kind of have to. that's done. In American football, they can pile on you.
No, not necessarily. Like if you're in rugby, it can go wrong.
It can,
like sometimes, I used to play rugby a lot, and one of the times that you could just keep on running. If you keep on running, and then people start piling in, it's only when you go down that there's a routine, and they say, okay, you have to lean down a certain way and pass that to your team. And your team has to go over.
At that point, it's the fault of the person more than the game.
It is, but at the same time, like when your team is trying to get over you, sometimes you do get like studs in your rib, and it's like,
oh my gosh,
because they're busy, they're getting distracted, they're trying to get the ball.
Well, you say, what you say is you say which one's more dangerous. I'd probably say American football.
I'd say
because
American
you've got
football
the
as well.
protection. You think you're invincible, so you just get away with it.
I'd say American football as well.
Because with rugby, it's like, I'll be careful.
Yeah,
then. Whereas with American football, it's like, I got body armor, I could just run it in, and it's like, oh no.
You have protection. You're getting rammed.
Yeah, I remember one of the adverts that they showed a few Super Bowls ago was they were saying, "Oh, our armor's the best." And they ran someone over with a car. It was fine. So
nice.
Now, that's the right way to do advertising.
That is the right way to do. Yeah, hit someone with a car.
If someone isn't standing in danger, if someone's life isn't in danger, it's not effective advertising.
It's just weird how commercialized it is over there in comparison to football here. It's it's 90 minutes.
We complain about football as selling out on that, but it's nothing compared.
It's not. It's not.
If we sold out as much as the Americans do, we'd make fortune.
But thankfully we have.
Wait, what do you mean by selling out?
Like properly, when we have a half time, we have ads.
Oh yeah,
our own special ads, like film trailers.
I mean, they make
Tide Pod. No, it'd be a bold advert.
I can't say the joke.
He's laughing.
Don't do it.
He'd be like, need a tasty snack. Bold.
A bold flavour. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, good.
I love how he was laughing as soon as I said the joke.
You will be.
I think Tide Pods went from being my least favourite kind of joke to my favourite.
Tide ad.
But yeah, no, it's like if they went you have everyone's, trailers while they all warm up and stuff, and then trailers at halftime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Imagine if football
they would
was
capitalise so much.
If we wanted to, we could make football a 3-hour thing.
They already make bank off it though, because they'd advertise football cards,
games.
They
do, but think about if you got ads as well.
Yeah, think about if there was ads.
All they're doing is beer ads. It's like, okay,
you could turn a 90-minute game into 3 hours easily.
Yeah,
sounds like a cinema.
Yeah, it basically is.
Why? Because I come there, I go to a cinema, expect to watch a film that says it's going to take an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I go in at 5. I leave at 8.
Yeah, it doesn't start.
What happened?
Doesn't start till 6. Yeah, because we went to Cineworld, didn't we? Last time it was like.
What happened?
I looked at the time. It was like. Didn't we come out at 6? It was 7:30 and we're still in ads.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do not like. Okay, crunching food, all of that, don't like it. But the ads, the trailers, sometimes when they advertise towards you, I feel specifically I'm never going to do anything to support this. I'm not going to see the film. I don't care. I came here to see my film. Let me see the film and let me go.
I've never been bothered by adverts that much.
Just
at
walk
cinema.
in like 20 minutes late.
Yeah, but that's a double-edged sword,
Yeah,
though. 'cause,
walk in 20, I like that.
you might be left with a bad seat
That's true.
if it's a busy film.
This is why, like, some cinemas let you only book seats, or they assign you seats anyway.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can't choose. You just,
They
you
do at
just get what you
Cineworld,
give them.
don't they?
Yeah.
The Ryanair of cinemas.
Right now.
Wow. I've never been too bothered about adverts. I don't know. In terms of cinema, not American football, I don't watch that.
Who of us matches American football apart from James?
I don't really watch it. I just watched it.
You watch the
I don't
Super
watch
Bowl?
sports.
I don't watch sports either.
I was just watching it because my family's team were playing. So
You know what sport I would want to watch? You know trampolines and the one it's called slam ball, where they combine trampolines and basketball.
Oh,
I would watch that like it was hotcakes. Please make that a sport.
that looks fun. That sounds fun.
I saw like a few episodes of that, and it's just like people jumping on trampolines, bouncing, doing front flips, slam dunking it in that goal, and it's just like
Yeah. Although some of the maneuvers can get pretty crazy as well. Like, I bet you could like do like a
360
like,
no
bounce
scope.
it, just jump over the guy and just grab it and slam dunk.
it sounds
Would
like
be
a CBBC thing. You know, that's what they do.
Sounds like a CBeebies thing.
Yeah, get the kids on there.
Get the kids on.
Oh no, they have a mascot round where everyone's dressed up as a mascot of some sort. And
It's great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What was it named? Terry the Tiger?
Tony.
Tony the Tiger. Yeah.
Terry's the one with the chocolate orange.
Oh yeah.
Terry the Tiger. Oh no.
I didn't watch enough ads as a kid, I'm sorry. Too busy with my Legos.
And on that bombshell, let's summarize this week's show.
Not much happened.
In
yeah.
this week's news, we had
Stocks.
a car in space,
Terry the Tiger.
stocks in space, freaking depression and social media, and in the chill section, God knows what that was.
Terry the Tiger.
Terry the Tiger.
Terry the Tiger.
Terry, I love you, but I'm gonna break your legs.
And on that bombshell, thank you to Nezar. What's your favorite? What's your final statement, Nezar?
My favourite cereal is Frosties.
Reuben, what's your final statement?
Chocolate milk's pretty good, man.
James, what's your final
Chocolate
statement?
milk is trash. Strawberry milk's
I will fight you!
And
I will challenge you!
on that one, I say
good.
thank you for us all, and we will see you next week. Turn Tea Time Talk over and out.